Yo, what's up? So this is pretty much just going to be a review of the new Phantom Forces replacement that people have been talking about recently. I just wanted to go over some of the flaws, some of the things I liked about the game, just a little bit of advice to the developers. Alright, let's get straight into it. Alright, so jumping straight off, I really like the way the UI is set up with this loadout screen. Very Phantom Forces, Deadline inspired. Obviously, you know, it's a little bit lacking in variation and also quantity of weapons. But that's okay since, you know, it's just an early access, I'm pretty sure. So, but anyway, moving into the gun customization itself, it really is quite high quality for this stage in development. I'm a big fan of these conversions that they have for 50 and 410 bore. I haven't tried them out yet. I'll get to that, but no, they do look quite fun. All right, so moving into the actual game, right off the bat, you know, feels quite a lot like Phantom Forces, or to me, actually, it feels like a hybrid between Frontlines and Phantom Forces. Obviously, it's got a lot of the same movement tech, dolphin diving, you know. Obviously, the map not finished either, no textures, but that is a segue into one of my other main concerns, performance. This game does not run very well. I mean, granted, I am on max graphics right now. I'm getting about 100 FPS, but I'll go down to a lower graphics setting. And you can see it has like not improved at all. I'm on like what, 80 FPS. This map doesn't even have textures in it. Extremely bare bones map, bare bones models, textures, everything. And I think one of the reasons that might be is because all of these meshes, they're being rendered at the same quality for every player in the lobby. For example, Phantom Forces has a feature where there's a low poly version of each gun. And, you know, when you have the gun out, when you're like equipping it, it uses the high poly model. But for all the players in the lobby, your game is only going to render the low poly model. But for this game, you know, everyone has that high detail model. It's just like greatly increasing the amount of rendering your computer has to do. Anyways, moving into the actual gameplay, I really do like the pace of it. It feels very good to me. The hit registration is a little bit off, but honestly, it's Roblox. What can you expect? You could debate if there's some team recognition issues. Like, I think this is obviously intentional, like a red versus blue kind of thing. But the players and a lot of these colored props have the same exact color. The recoil pretty solid. Gunplay in general is pretty solid. Ooh, that's bright. It's real bright. No, yeah, another thing I wanted to criticize a little bit is this lighting. Obviously, this map is very not finished, but the lighting is not great. Like, you can see this person pops so much in this, like, darker area. And that's just because they haven't done anything to, like, try to make Roblox's default lighting any better. Dark areas will be very dark, light areas will be very, very light, especially if you're on a high graphics setting. Like, oh my god, it's really bright. One thing I will say about the movement is it kind of feels like a little bit slow, especially when you're sliding. You don't have much velocity. You're kind of like glued to the ground a little bit. Phantom Forces was much faster. No, yeah, it just feels like very slow. There's not a lot of feedback or response, especially when you're sliding. Like, it doesn't feel like you're sliding. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of put your gun down. You don't even get very much of a speed boost either. Dolphin diving gives much more of a significant speed advantage as opposed to sliding, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, considering especially that this game is supposed to be a movement shooter. I really do like the UI though. Stack's really nice. It looks really good. It's really clean. I'm a fan of the damage numbers. I think this game has a lot of potential.